Today I'm going to show you some bluegrass position shifting runs out of D that are going to get you moving all over the neck, burning it up and shredding licks like a bluegrass guitar god. All right, now, you better stick around. Hello there, it is Aaron Jackson coming to you today, and I want to welcome you to a kind of part 3, if you will, on some of these bluegrass position shifting runs. Now, I've already done 2 of these that I uploaded these past couple of weeks. You can check those out here, and I'll link to them down in the video description. But what I'm showing you in these lessons are how to play some of what I call bluegrass position shifting runs. It's just really cool and authentic sounding bluegrass lead lines that get your left and right hand working together and get you moving up and down the fretboard. I started developing these for my students because people would come to me wanting to learn bluegrass, so I'd jump right in and be like, all right, well, let's learn Tony Rice 9-Pound Hammer, or let's learn, Billy Strings, Dust in a Baggie, or let's learn, Doc Watson, Black Mountain Rag. And I would notice that they would have a lot of trouble being able to kind of shift up and down the fretboard in a smooth and efficient way to make their leads sound smooth, clean, and solid. So I started developing these position shifting runs for my students, and they started having a whole lot of success here. So what I'm going to show you today are 3 bluegrass position shifting runs in the key of D, and then I'm going to show you one kind of big monster run at the end that combines all of those together and will get you moving from the open string up to the 10th fret and then back down again. So as always, you can get the tabs for this lesson down in the video description and in the top pinned comment. Also, in the video description, you'll find a link to all of my current online courses. If you'd like to go a whole lot deeper and get access to the very best content that I have around this style of guitar playing, check that out down in the video description. And I've also got a link to my virtual tip jar if you'd like to just throw in a little love and help support the channel. Also, as I started shooting this lesson, the battery in the smoke alarm in my studio started going off. So, if you hear this, if you hear that beep throughout the lesson, that's all it is. Don't think that you're having auditory hallucinations or going crazy or anything like that. Just the battery in my smoke alarm is dying, and I didn't want to get up right in the middle of the lesson, go change that, and start the whole thing over again. So again, if you hear this random beep, that's all it is. You're not going crazy, I promise you. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this first D position shifting run here, and it's going to go like this. One more time here, we'll do. Okay, so this lick is fairly straightforward here. The position shift is not too extreme on this, but I like this one a lot because it does shift, and it's kind of like a 2-octave D run, if you will. So when I say the D run, it's, similar to the G and the C run. We're doing, which if you want to go into scale talk, is kind of like major blues scale. And you can do that in a lot of different places on the guitar neck. You can do it up here, down here. But what we're going to do with this run is we're going to start off down here, and then we're going to okay, and that's kind of out of our 3rd and 4th pentatonic, or 3rd and 4th kind of major blues scale pentatonic patterns. And okay, so we're doing. Okay, so there there we go. That's kind of our first D position shifting run here. So what I want to do here is I want to play that with a backing track, and I want to play it up to tempo here for you. It's pretty quick. It's at about 130 beats per minute, but I want to play it for you just to give it a little bit of context here. All right. And by the way, whenever you hear me talking about, pentatonic pattern 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, if you don't have a good grip on that stuff, down in the video description, I've got a link to my guitar scales fundamentals mini course. It's 2 or 3 hours worth of content. It's not a whole lot of stuff, but I do get right down to the brass tacks of learning your pentatonic and diatonic scales, how to link all the patterns together, and how to play those in any major or minor key. This is one of the things that I see that a lot of lead guitar players just do not have a good grip on. And if you'd like to really master that, check that out down in the video description. Okay, so there is our first kind of D position shifting run here. Let's go into our next one, and it's going to go like this. We're going to do... Okay, one more time. Okay, so you'll be able to see here, this starts off almost identical to the first one that we did. But right here, okay, even though those are the same notes that we played on the other one, because we did. With this one, this is very, very important on this one. We want to do... So instead of using our middle and ring finger, use your middle and then index right there. That's important because that's where we need to position shift in this run. And then from there, okay, so again, if we want to go into scale talk for just a little bit down here, that's kind of our third position major blues scale. And then we jump up into like our fourth position pentatonic blues scale. And then right here, we're going to kind of slide up into like that pattern 5. Throw in that little chromaticism. Again, that's giving us that's the difference in like our blues scale and our pentatonic. And then we're going to shift back down to pattern 4. Again, kind of major pentatonic blues scale. But now on this shift, now we're down into like the minor pentatonic. And then, okay, so like pattern 4, pattern 5, pattern 4, down to the minor pentatonic. Okay, so one more time on this second D position shifting run. Okay, so now let's kind of do what we did with the other lick here. I want to play this one up to tempo and with a backing track, just to give you a little context of how this would sound in like a bluegrass tune. Let's go into our third bluegrass position shifting run in D. It's going to go like this. Okay, so with this one, we're starting up here, and you can think of this like, fifth pattern major blues scale, if you will. You can also think of that kind of out of your little root inversion triad. And then with your pinky finger, let's come over here to the 7th fret. We want to slide from 7 up to 10, because now we're in the position to where we can kind of be in this position to where we can play the rest of this passage. Okay, and what we're doing there is, you can think of that like your kind of major pentatonic. You can also kind of think of it like D Mixolydian, our kind of dominant 7 scale. Okay, but again, so far we've got and now from here we're going to slide up. Okay, so and what we're doing there is we're kind of sliding up into our 2nd major blues scale pattern, back down to pattern 1, and then we're going into our minor pentatonic. And right there, we're doing a little slide from, it's like the 8th fret to the 9th fret on the 5th string, and then hitting the 4th string open. Okay, pretty cool. So that little passage. Okay, and then we'll end that, with our D run. So one more time, 3rd bluegrass position shifting run here we'll do. Okay, so as I did with the other ones here, let's hear that lick played along with a backing track up to tempo to give it some context. One more here. We're going to do the monster run. We're going to combine all of these together in one run that takes you from the open string up to the 10th fret and back down again. That's going to go like this. So we're starting off essentially with the 2nd lick that we did, which contains the 1st lick. And then now we're jumping into the 3rd one that we did. Ending that just a little bit differently than I did with the 3rd lick. We're doing. Okay, but anyway, one more time. The monster run here, all of these position shifting licks combined. Okay, so as I did with the other licks here, let me play that along with a backing track up to tempo. This is at about 130 beats per minute. Okay, so there you have it here. And again, You can play these as slow as you need to. You don't have to play them all at 130 beats a minute. If you need to practice them as slow as you need to. But the point here is you want to get these nice and you want to get them smooth and clean. And I've said this many times on this channel before, but I want to say it again. Remember, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And what that means is that whenever you're learning this stuff, get them slow and concentrate on getting them smooth, clean, and in time first. And once you've got that set as your foundation, it's a whole lot easier to build speed from there. So, all right, I want to thank you so much for hanging out today. Check out these other two videos right here where I essentially show you what I showed you in this video, but I show it to you in G and C. And then when you combine all three of those together, you've just got an endless amount of these bluegrass runs that'll move you all over the neck. Add this to your vocabulary and you can use this in your playing. You'll never run out of ideas to pull from when you're coming up with your own leads and your own solos. As always, thank you for hanging out, and I will see you next time.